What's happening everyone, my name is Alex and welcome back. In today's video we are checking out one of the latest e-bikes from ENGWE. What we have here today, it's called the ENGWE Engine Pro 3.0 Boost, and this is the most powerful upgrade to the engine lineup. Now I also got to try the first Engine Pro, which is this one right here, and I also got to try the second Engine Pro. So I basically got to try the entire lineup, and today we have this one, the Engine Pro 3.0 Boost. Alright, and before we go any further, let me quickly show you the box and how this comes packed in the box and what you have to do to get this ready and on the road. It's basically going to take you about an hour. You have to put this rack together, you have to put that rear light, you have to put the handlebar together, that front wheel and mudguard. And the bike itself is fairly heavy, so this has a weight of about 44 kilos if I remember right. So not the lightest bike out there. So it's going to take you about an hour to get this ready and on the road. So the Engine Pro 3.0 Boost is designed to be used on any terrain. We have a suspension on the front, we have this middle rear suspension, and even the seat here has some springs. The seat is also very nice and wide and has a lot of padding. So whenever you're riding this bike, it is comfortable no matter what kind of terrain you're riding on. I've been on the regular road, I've been on dirt roads. It is extremely comfortable riding this bike. Another feature that I really like is the ability to lift up the handlebar to whatever height you need it to. Because this way you can ride as straight as you want, or you can lean forward a bit. So you actually have the option of choosing how high the handlebar is. So I really appreciate that about this bike. Of course, the seat here can also be adjusted in height. So you can have it as low as this, for example, or as high as this. I think this is the best for me. On the back here we also have the battery pack. This battery is provided by Samsung. This is a 15 amp hour battery, and on one charge, depending how you ride the bikes, so for example if you ride in level 5 of assistance, you're gonna get about 85 kilometers, but you can get up to 130 kilometers on one charge. I also like the fact that this bike comes with a fast charger in the box. So charging the battery from 0 to 100 is done in only 2 hours, which is very unusual because with most e-bikes it literally takes like 6 hours to charge the battery. Well, that's not the case with this one. You get home, you can remove that battery if you want, and it takes a couple of hours and then you have a full battery. As you've probably noticed by now, this bike is also foldable, so it folds right here in the middle. But now again, we don't have the battery in the frame as we did with the previous model. The handlebar here also folds, so that easy. So then the bike folds, so it's easier to store. Maybe you can put it in your car's trunk, depending what kind of vehicle you have. But yes, it does take a bit less space when you need to carry it around or when you need to store it somewhere. So that's definitely important. Now, according to the manufacturer, the bike is powered by a 48 volt 250 watt motor that has 90 newtons meters of torque. Now, I have to say that I believe that this is a 750 watt motor because this bike feels more powerful than the original Engine Pro. But of course, there is no way for me to actually find that out. So this is a 250 watt motor according to the manufacturer. Now, here we also have a little button on the handlebar, the boost button. So whenever you're riding uphill, just to give you an example, you press this boost button and the bike does give you a lot of power. So even on super steep hills, you don't really have to put any effort into pedaling. Now, realistically, on any road, it doesn't matter if you're riding on a flat road or up any hills, you don't really have to put that much effort into pedaling at all. The bike is equipped with a torque sensor, so as soon as you push on the pedal, the bike will give you as much power as you're kind of asking for it. The harder you push on the pedal, the more power the bike will give you. The bike is also equipped with a 7-gear Shimano shifting system, and of course shifting gears up and down is done flawlessly. And of course, with all that power, you're also gonna need good brakes, and this bike has hydraulic disc brakes, so it doesn't matter what speed you're doing, you can always stop fast and safe. If you unlock that rear wheel, you definitely can. you pull on this brake lever hard enough and you're gonna lock that wheel. Of course, on the back and on the front, we also have plastic mud guards. Now, I haven't been riding in the rain on the bike, so I can't really tell you how well it will do, but the wheels seem to be covered entirely. These are 4-inch white tires. These are also puncture-resistant tires, so you shouldn't get any flats. Now, luckily, I never got any flats, even with the old Engine Pro, so I do prefer the tires that we get on the new model here. They are more road-oriented, let's say, compared to that one. So the handling on this one is much better at higher speeds, I'm gonna say. And moving to the front of the bike here, we have a headlight. This is bright enough to be seen during the day, so on a sunny day like today, and of course bright enough so it can light the path ahead of you at night. And we also have a rear light here. The pedals on this bike are made out of metal, but unlike the Engine Pro, the first one, the pedals on this one don't actually fold. The other one, the pedals were folding. Moving on to the handlebar. The handlebar here is nice and wide. As I mentioned earlier, we have hydraulic disc brakes. The brake levers are made out of metal. They do feel really nice to touch. And in the center here we have a screen. The screen is visible even on a super sunny day like today, so you're always going to be able to see the screen. As I mentioned at the beginning of the video, you have 5 levels of assistance, and then we have our boost button. So whenever you feel that you need a bit more power, mostly when you're riding up a hill, just hold this button pressed. You're going to see a little boost symbol on the screen here, and you will feel that the bike gives you more power. So whenever you're riding uphill, if you feel that you need a bit more power, you have that button to save you basically. You may have noticed this little plastic that we have on the frame here. Well, that's where the GPS unit is located. So through the ENGWE app, you can actually keep track of this bike at all times. So the bike is basically connected, so much easier, so you can keep track of your bike so it doesn't get stolen and all that. So very nice to see that incorporated in an e-bike as well. So to quickly conclude this video, if you're looking for a new e-bike, that you can ride on pretty much any terrain, it doesn't matter if you're riding on a nice and smooth road or if you're riding on a road that doesn't look that great, the Engine Pro 3.0 here does feel comfortable in any situation. With this full suspension that we have here, the bike is extremely comfortable in any situation. With this boost function, you can also ride up any hill without putting any effort. And with this massive battery, you can ride for over 100 kilometers on one charge. Now, thanks ENGWE for sponsoring this video. There will also be some links and coupon codes available in the video description, so you can check this bike out and buy it at the lowest price ever. If you guys have any questions, feel free to leave some comments down below and I'll do my best to answer whatever questions you may have. Thanks for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one.